Hey, Osiris here with the Clash of Clans guide on creating an alt account. And this is an account I've been using in order to, I leveled this up separately in order to do some video guides for some of the lower Town Hall levels. And now that I've, maxed out TH7 and I push up to TH8, I'm actually going to turn this account into what I'm going to call an alt account. And, if you're somewhat serious, I don't want to say like that Clash of Clans is serious business or anything, but if you play more than, if you play an hour a day, it can be to your benefit to level up an alt account. You can easily switch back and forth between the two while units are training, and it lets you play two accounts at the same time. And you might be asking, what's the point? My main account is going to be a higher level. It's always going to be a higher level. Why would I want a second account? And the reason for that is, there's actually several reasons. One, the most obvious one, is that you can use the alt account, push it up to Town Hall 10, research a few key units, and then be able to share high-level units both with your clan and your own main account. And you can do the same thing for war donations. So since this is an alt account and I'm not terribly concerned with upgrades, I'm not rushing to an upgrade, it's no big deal to me to make dragons on this account and hand them out to clanmates for wars, or my own account just to always have one in the clan castle. The other purpose of an alt account is that they're really good at clan wars, and what I mean by this is that not only can they share war units, but the way clan wars work is that your level in the clan war itself is determined by the number of towers you have, and the levels of your units and your army camp and that sort of thing. So the relevance here is that if you don't build up a lot of towers and you don't do a ton of upgrades, you're not going to have a very high Town Hall rank, even if you're Town Hall 10. If you're Town Hall 10 and max out a few key units and max out your heroes, you're going to have a low war rank, but you're still going to be able to 3-star enemies very easily, especially because it's a war account. It's like, who cares if you use Hog Riders, who cares if you use Golems, and you're going to have 2 high-level heroes, so you'll be able to easily 3-star any enemy, even if those enemies are a much higher rank than you, and they're just not going to get the credit for their clan of having, your clan's not going to have the fee, I guess, of having a high-level player. They're not going to match up to another higher-level player. It's not really going to push your war rank higher and make you fight against a harder clan, even though your base technically can easily 3-star any opponent, and even though you might get 3-starred sometimes yourself, there's not going to be a huge resource reward, so the enemy players, best players, are not going to be highly incentivized to take you out. So the point is that, it's okay if you get 3-starred if you can double 3-star 2 enemies. If you're getting 6 stars and they're higher war rank than you, you're doing a good favor for your clan. And you can always, since it's an alt account, you don't have to attack. You can wait until the war is winding down so you don't soak up too much of the resource reward, and just kind of wait until, if you need the stars, you'll go ahead and attack when you're alt. If you need the stars to win, you can use up 2 attacks, and if you don't need them, you can just skip them. And let the rest of your clan have that loot. So what I want to discuss is what's the point and how is this going to work. So we already covered the point, and how we're going to go about this is we're going to work towards pushing this base up very quickly. We're not going to worry about maxing out. This is not a main account. So I have 4 builders here, and I'm probably not going to get up to 2,000 gems for the 5th builder, and I'm certainly not going to spend any money for that purpose. Maybe once I get up to Town Hall 10, but it should be difficult to get the kind of resources I need to really occupy 5 builders anyway. So with my first builder, I'm actually going to go ahead and write to Town Hall 9. And again, the reason I'm doing that is because I want high-level heroes and high-level troops. I really don't care about maxing out my base. And I know with good farming, I can make this work. Even this Town Hall 7 base is going to work at Town Hall 9 with the right strategy. And the reason I want to go up to Town Hall 9 is because I can get 2 high-level Dark Elixir drills, and I can get access to the Archer Queen. With 2 drills, you're pulling in like 3,000 Dark Elixir a day, something like that. That's going to make it very easy to get the Archer Queen. It's going to make it very easy to upgrade my Barbarian. And it's also going to give me access to higher level units. So with my second builder, my most important upgrade here is going to be the lab. And once this lab finishes, I'm going to be working on Archer 5 and Barbarian 5. And those should finish. Barbarian 5 will still be being researched once Sentinel 9's done. And then I can upgrade this immediately again and start working on Barbarian 6 and Archer 6. So that's kind of my goals there. So with this third builder, I'm going to go ahead and get that drill that I just talked about. There we go. And I'll be moving this somewhere in the center. I really don't want this getting sniped. I'm not sure exactly what I want to take out yet, but I'll talk about that in subsequent videos. And then with my fourth builder, I actually don't have enough resources to use him yet, but I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this. I'm going to unlock Pika, and that way I can kind of I can donate them to myself. And once this finishes upgrading, I'll be able to work on that research as well. But again, that comes after Archers and Barbarians. I'm going to need the Archers and Barbarians to farm, and Archers are great to gift. So I'm actually just going to leave this builder unoccupied for now. And until I get the 2 million elixir I need, I'm actually not going to do anything. Since I do have some extra gold and really don't have a purpose with it, I can do that though. And what I want to do is I'm just actually going to build one of these cheap structures. Well, I will get a couple spring traps, but again, I'm not really too worried about defense, but it's good just to have this out and just have something working on something. I actually think I'll be able to upgrade in more than 5 hours. So I'm just going to stick like an archer tower just in an odd spot. And again, I'm not even concerned with setting up my base because this is going to happen so quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and attack. And what my goals here are is I'm actually going to make this a video series. I'm going to show you how I build out this account and make it a working alt. Since I'm only using Archers and Barbarians, they train very quickly, I'm going to look for bases that have mines that I can snipe. So this has a lot of elixir, but I'm not going to be able to break in with just Archers and Barbarians on a Town Hall 9 player. And the goal, another reason I'm using Archers and Barbarians as priorities is because they barely cost any elixir, and what I'm primarily saving for at this point is elixir. I really don't need anything else. I want to start working on my barracks, and all the upgrades after that, again, will all be elixir focused. As an example, once my second builder finishes the lab, it's going to start on my dark elixir storage. And I'm not going to worry about dark elixir unless it's like very easy to get, and that's kind of deep. So I'm going to start dark elixir storage when my lab's done. I'm going to need that if I'm ever going to get the Archer Queen. This is an interesting base. I could probably actually pick off at least 2 of those, but I just don't think that's going to be enough. I want more than 100 elixir. I'm actually going to take this base though, just because it's a very easy one to get. And you just kind of think about this as time. You don't want to waste any time, or you want to maximize the amount of resources you can get per unit spent. And this is actually going to be a good use of units for resources. I barely used any units, and I'm going to get 75k of each. And I do want to try to get my trophies here, so that's the only thing that might start costing me some resources. I definitely do want to try to keep my trophy count up, because if I just left, 26 trophies would not be worth 75k of each resource at this point. So I'm going to have to spend some units to get some of what I want here. And that's going to be that builder hut. I'm going to try to go for that, and I'll go for these army camps, and that should be enough. And I'll spend my Barbarians a little bit more freely than my Archers, just because I'll always have more Barbarians than Archers if I want to make this easy. Okay, so I got my 2 stars, and I got my 75k, or 67. Still worth it, barely spending any units, because I'm almost full again. And I'm just always going to keep Barbarians and Archers trained. And that way I can actually not need to wait in between attacks. So I'll just go ahead and go from here. I'm going to do one more raid, just going to show you how I'm progressing with this account. So that's a good amount of dark elixir, but again, can't really break in there. If I was on my main account, I would definitely grab that. If I was like a Town Hall 8 player, that would definitely be worth getting. Okay, so here's a nice resource pool. There is, again, it's going to be easy to grab these trophies. And the question is, so I want this storage. I kind of do, but at the same time, it's going to cost me a lot of units to get. So I'm not going to go for it just yet. I want to see where I stand after I take out some of these. So really, it's like I could spend the rest over 100 units in order to get access to about 100,000 resources. That's less than I just picked off. That's actually not going to be worth it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to let these archers finish it out. I'm going to actually try to snipe some more from that last mine, because that one's going to be worth it. But actually pushing in here and spending 100 units to get that 25k elixir, definitely not going to be worth it. I'm going to take this last mine, and I'll let these units fight it out and see if they can do anything. But the whole time I am making more, barbarians and archers. That is happening. So that was an easy 250k. And you can actually, I'm actually going to be using the same strategy once I hit Town Hall 9. If you are, over-leveled your units, even with these 4-star barbarians, I'm still going to be able to just pick off elixirs and just find goofy bases like that. And if you can just snipe small amounts at a time, or find the occasional big base with just full collectors, you can definitely get far, even with being terribly underleveled. And if you go for a couple raids in a row like this, it won't matter if you get occasionally full cleared. If you spend your resources, I just picked up, without actually having to pause, and without even using my dark barracks for production, I was able to pick up, was that like 170,000 gold and like 260,000 elixir or something like that between the two raids. If somebody full cleared me, they wouldn't get that much out of me. So I'm going to do one more raid, then I'm going to shut it down for the day. This is just what I'm going to do, though, is I want to regularly update this. I'll go for 1 or 2 videos a week, and I'm going to be using the same account. So again, my goals right now are just to save up as much elixir as possible. I really want to start Archer 5. I really want to upgrade that drill to max. I'm going to upgrade the dark elixir storage, and I want to try to upgrade all my barracks to 10. It's kind of my priority here. I'm already going for Town Hall 9. And as soon as Town Hall 9 finishes, I'm going to try to upgrade my lab again and go for Archer 6. And I'm going to go for Barbarians after that. And then I'll probably start on the Pekka after that, or Pekka, however you want to say that. And that way I'll be able to donate very high-level Pekkas to myself and my clan. And as soon as that research starts getting underway as well, I'll actually probably get right for Town Hall 10. And that, even though I'll be very underleveled and won't really have any towers, as again, I'll just be able to make very high-level units for myself, and I'll be able to push my heroes up to high levels too. And when you're using this strategy, if you don't find a good base for a while, go ahead and end the battle and restart, and that way you'll get a bigger army. So now I'm back up to 150 troops. About 20 or 30 were produced while I was skipping scenes there. So this is an annoying base. It's like the collectors are full, but they're in their center, so I'm going to have to skip. You won't find that very often. It's like a decent an actual full army of Town Hall 8 units would have taken that out with ease. Yeah, I notice I do have spells in my Barbarian King, but I'm only going to use those if I really think there's a ton of resources to get. I'm not going to use those just because, and I'm not going to try to crack a base like this with such a small reward. I need more than 150,000 elixir if I'm going to spend spells and everything else. So these collectors are somewhat full, but they're not great. I'm just going to go ahead and skip. If these were higher level collectors, I'd be more interested in attacking that base. Even though it looked like the storages were pretty empty, they were very high level storages, so it was kind of deceiving. I'd actually say like 70% of that base's resources were in the storages. Okay, and I'll go ahead and end. Now I should actually be close to a full 200 army. About 185. 188. And one of the reasons I'm having to skip so much is I did go on vacation for a week, didn't play, and I got pushed down in trophy count. I'm sitting at the 1,170 trophies, and I really like to be at about 1,300 at Town Hall 8. So it's going to take me a couple days to push up to the range that would be best. So this is taking an unusually long amount of time. It's just the trophy range, really. And sometimes you do get unlucky, but you do have to take a break. The video actually just crashed. I had to restart the recording, but I'm just skipping along. I skipped a decent amount of times in between the original video and this break. You'll probably see my gold count has dropped a little bit. So I'm just looking for one more base. And again, what I'm looking for here is mostly elixir. I really don't care about gold. If gold gets up too high, I'll upgrade my walls, but I'm really not interested in spending a lot of resources on towers or anything else. So it actually looks like a crummy base, but I think I'm actually going to attack it, just because I'm ready to take a break. I normally would not spend this amount of units on a base like this, and since I'm going to take a break, I can actually spend my Barb King, because he's not going to do any good with me not around. The only reason I'm attacking this base is one, there's 25 trophies to grab, and 100,000 elixir is not too bad either. Again, I really don't care about gold at this stage. I'll probably only get one star out of this anyway. Maybe I'll get that Town Hall, but I'm definitely not going to 3-star it. So I'm just going to go ahead and end. I know I'm not going to really get any more out of this. So that's really it for this video. Again, I'm going to be posting regular, follow-along videos about how I'm going to upgrade this base. For now, I'll try to get up 1 or 2 videos a week for building up this alt account. And for now, I'm really just going to focus on upgrading the drill and just trying to get up as much elixir-based structures as I can. I really want all maxed out barracks. I want to upgrade the storage. I want to upgrade the drills. And I want to start some research here, so that's kind of my goals at this moment. I also want to get an extra dark barracks up and try to max those out as well. So hope you enjoy this series. Go ahead and subscribe to follow along. Again, I will be posting regular updates, and thanks for listening.